All right, I'll take questions at this time. Go ahead.
You guys always talk about bouncing back from adversity. How do you think the players have responded after the loss?
Well, I think that when they came out to practice Sunday, they were after it. They were energetic. They weren't dragging. You didn't have people showing up late or trying to get out of practice for different mysterious injuries. That's kind of how I watch it. And I haven't seen that happen at all. And then I thought today they had a very, very good practice and were really focused. And I think maybe when you watch Oregon's film, it makes you focus more because you know you better be playing good. So I was pleased with that. And you know, we've made good strides. We got to keep making strides. And you know, there were some disheartening things that happened Saturday, but not things that we couldn't correct. I don't think it was a situation. I think someone asked me afterwards if I thought the athletes. I said, no, I thought our athletes were good enough to play against Oregon State. And we just can't turn the ball over against a good football team and expect to win. When teams are close to even, the ones that win the turnover ratio always basically win the football game. And so that was important for us. We gave them 3 drives inside the 20 almost. I mean, you're just not, so you gave them 21 points. But I think they've responded well, and I think I know they're excited about playing Saturday.
The teams who have had success against Oregon, I'm trying to rack my brain, Stanford and Alabama in recent memory,
Right.
don't really run an up-tempo offense. Are you playing with fire if you try to go up-tempo against their up-tempo?
I think you just got to do whatever you do best. You know, if you try to change what you're going to try to do in a game, then you got to do what you do best and try to hope for the best. You know, I think the teams that played them that did good, yeah, they did pretty good offensively, but they played really well defensively. I mean, they didn't give up as many big plays. They kept them down in scoring. I mean, Stanford beat them 17-14. I mean, if you would have gone to that game and said they're going to win 17-14, you would have said, yeah, right. Right, exactly. So I think that you have to play really well defensively. You have to understand where your run. Really, you have to understand your run fits. I mean, I know that's a simple thing. Chad knows what I'm talking about. I mean, they move people. They move the back a lot. They go really fast, and they get in all these different formations. And if you don't line up right, all of a sudden there's a big gap, and they're so fast they're gone. So you have to understand how to line up. And hopefully we've practiced against ourselves enough, and we do fast speed periods that we can line up correctly and then be able to, then you got to tackle them in open space. And that's what we have to do. So hopefully that's what we do.
Coaches have different feelings about possession time against a team like this. What's your thought on keeping that offense off the field?
Well, there was a funny statistic. They have the least amount of possession time of anybody in the country. Oregon does. And they're scoring the most of any. I think they're second in scoring in the country. And so they don't have the ball. They got it 20 minutes a game. So I don't think that makes a difference. You better score and you better stop them. You might be better off if they have the ball a long time. It's longer drives. They got more chances for turnovers. There's more possibilities of making them have to do more third downs. So if you come out of and they got it 30 minutes, you might have played better. And I'm being serious because then they have to put drives together, and they have more times they have to turn the ball over. They'll have more third downs. It's more long down situations where you can kind of go after them. And sometimes they slow down on third down and longs so they can see what they want to do, and they don't just keep moving. But if they get first down, second down, first down, second down, they just got you in such a rhythm. It's tough.
Mike,
Yes.
what's the situation with the O-line? Are you going to be changing some players in there? Is it cohesive?
I think that we played Alex Kelly a little bit more in the second half after Daniel got the personal foul, but Daniel's a very good player, so he'll be back playing a lot. We're just keep working with the offensive line, and I still think that we have some good offensive linemen that can do some good things. We just got to keep gelling and keep working. I don't think that the offensive line was as a big a problem as maybe the wet ball a little bit, even though we practiced in the rain and we did some things. In their defensive line, you know, they had 3 tipped balls on us that most people thought were just bad throws by Connor. They tipped the ball, you know, just barely tipped it, and it kind of fluttered out. So I thought they were aggressive there. And then we just weren't on our game quite as good early as we needed to be. I don't know if I'm not using excuses of the layoff. I don't know what it was, but I think it had to do with they were playing extremely hard, and we just didn't take advantage. We were moving the ball a little bit there. We ran the reverse to Paul Richardson on the first play, came back and then ran the ball, and then came back the next play, threw him a screen, got some yards, came back the next play, got a first down on a hitch to him, and we got a holding call. Then we got backed up. Then we tried to draw. Then we got, and then we just kind of started sputtering. And then we had a big play that got called back it was 10-3, and Dede, I thought, made a great catch. And I thought we got the play off before they should have buzzed it, but it got buzzed, and they overruled the play. Because I got a feeling we got a chance to go in and score there and be 10-10 with like 5 minutes to go in the first half. So, we need to play better, but, right there, we catch that ball a little bit better, or we don't get a holding call here or there. But the kids were playing hard and trying to execute. We just got to execute better all the time.
So you don't really see a problem with personnel on the O-line at this point?
No, I don't see with what we have, I don't see a problem with the personnel, and I think they're trying and playing hard. I think, Stefan Nimbot is getting better every game. One day they're never going to get around him. He's learning in process, but he really is improving tremendously. Kind of blocks the sun out, and he can move, and he's extremely smart. I think he speaks 6 languages. I'm pleased with his progress. I really am. Of course, we want everybody to play perfect, but nobody can.
How's Connor responded since Saturday?
I thought he had a good practice today. It's kind of funny. Last Thursday was his best practice. I've been around him the whole time, and then we didn't play as good as we would all like or he would like on Saturday, and it wasn't all his fault. So I thought Bill Parcells used to always say, you find out about quarterbacks how they respond after a bad game, and everybody's telling them you should be playing the second teamer and getting all these questions, which never thought of, and then how you play after interception, how you play after you get hit. That's all part of being a quarterback, and then how you handle a few games in a row where you're successful. Can you keep sustaining your work ethic and your confidence and all that? So I'm looking forward to see how he plays, and he's going to play a really, really, really good defense. And so it's going to be an interesting test for all of us.
How are we going to handle the tailback rotation this week?
Great question. Today we rotated them in and out, and we'll discuss that more Thursday after we see how everybody's healthy. We feel like everybody's healthy now, but we play them continuously during the week, and they rotate and get all the plays. And you don't run it. We practice so hard, you can't run them all the time. Just one guy, you'll wear him out for Saturday. So they get all of the looks, so they're all ready to go. But right now, you'll definitely see Michael Atkins as much as you saw him last week, unless something happens. And Christian Powell, you'll see him at tailback, and you might see him at fullback some too. Being able to have both of them in the backfield. So we got some combinations like that we can work. And he's been in at fullback in some games already too. In that stage. And then as we kind of get to the plan, which we looked at a lot of stuff today, there's certain things that we like certain guys to do more than others, and it just depends on what we feel like we can get going in the game.
Whoever starts the tailback, will he get more of the carries, or are you going to be rotating him in and out?
Whoever's hot. If a guy gets out there and gets hot. Enjoy the moment. I mean, you're getting to play against the best team in the country, national television, at home, great crowd. I mean, that's what you dream about all your life, is always playing, and you get another day to play. I enjoy playing every game just the same amount, or coaching every game the same amount. Doesn't matter who we're coaching against or who we're playing. I enjoy them. I really do enjoy them the same amount. Now, there might be a little bit more pomp and circumstance around it, but once you start inside those lines and you're coaching, you don't notice any of that, and neither do the players playing. I think they'll really enjoy playing, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Did you just call them the best team in the country?
I would say that right now, to me, they look like one of the top 2 or 3 best teams in the country. But I would say right now, the way they're clicking off and beating everybody, I mean, it's not even close. At halftime, it's over. Every game, it's over. So hopefully this one won't be over. We'll be right in it, and that's what we're planning on doing.
Mike, when you play a team that's this powerful, do you do more than just film work? Do you call other coaches who have played them and try to get a working theory on strategy on how to slow them down?
Each week I call coaches that I know have played against teams that I'm going against, or similar offenses or similar defenses, just asking them, here's what I'm thinking, what do you think? And they might say, that's good, but think about this. Just bits and tips. So I always do that. And then I get buddies calling me about certain things. and thoughts and different things, or how to practice. A lot of teams, we've learned, hopefully to show up Saturday, we've kind of learned how to practice against teams like this. There's a certain way you have to practice. There's a certain way you have to have your scout team go. So that's a big part of it, of trying to practice fast and getting lined up, because half the time you watch their big plays, the team ain't even lined up. That's what I'm talking about, getting their run fit. So, and the first time I ever played against a fast-paced team, we had a boundary corner and a field corner, and we had a Sam linebacker and a Mike line. Forget it. You go right, you go left, y'all line up, you get the call. You don't have time. And so I learned that the hard way as a coach. And so those are little things that, if somebody asks me, what would you say? Well, make sure you got a field corner, you make sure you play right and left, make sure your safeties are right and left, make sure you're not switching everything, and you got one-hand signal calls. You can't do multiple signal calls. And, things like that I think are big.